Hi, how you doing? I'm No Class Bobby Bass, and I'm back here in Montague. You could say the scene of the crime. I have been here for 30 years, and I'm with my good buddy Jeff and my wife Helen. And he taking me around Montague, showing me some of the sites that are not here anymore, like the arena that's not here. And I'm down by the dock, and it's a beautiful day, and we're just doing a little tour around. And I'm in the Maritime for a tour of the Legend Tour with everybody, Leo Berg, Lanny Popo, Cuban Assassin, and Paul Peller and Bobby Kay. All the guys are getting together and we're having a good time. But I thought I'd come back to Montague and see what was going on, because I haven't been here for 30 years and my buddy Jeff is here. And I think Jeff's going to talk to me and ask me some questions. So anytime you're ready, Jeff, brother.
We're about a block away now from the old Iceland Arena, which, as we mentioned, is no longer there anymore.
Right.
We spent a lot of Tuesday nights when I was growing up as as the top, pretty much one of the top heels for many years there, and raising hell, and a lot of fun things happened there, some interesting things. So, what do you have any big memories about Montague or anything in particular about the town that you remember about?
I don't remember it, Jeff. I got arrested in Montague.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Stephen Pettypaw threw me over the top rope. I remembered it because I talked with my wife before we came down here. And I landed on the floor and some guy kicked me in the head. And I followed his, I remember his shoes were brown, had them little holes in them. So I followed up his leg and I couldn't give him a shot in the head, but he'd probably sue me. Anyway, I shoved him and I left to catch the boat back to PEI, back to the mainland. And I guess he got ran bunches into lake. What is it, Lakeland Arena? Iceland Arena. And they upturned the ring, and he went. Dave Schultz, the main event with Leo Berg, and they went crazy. Well, I'm halfway down the road. I know nothing about it. Anyway, I go to my last time here at the season, and I went to Japan. So I come back, walk in the arena, and I think he had 2 or 3 RCMP officers at the time. He said, "Bobby, you're under arrest." And I started laughing. Under arrest for what? They said assault. So I started laughing. They started laughing. They know I didn't assault nobody. Anyway, I went to court, and the charges were I punched him in the face, I slapped his wife, and took his 5-month-old son and threw him on the concrete. If anybody knows me, Bobby Bass doesn't do that, And I went to court, and the first thing the lawyer said to me, "That's all fake, isn't it?" I said, "Let me tell you something, pal. I'll put the sleeper on you. When you wake up, you'll be bare-ass naked, laying here, and everybody get a good look at you." But I won the case, and the guy was back in the arena a couple weeks later, hollering, screaming like ever.
Ah, so good old times with Montague.
Yeah, they think we're not human. They believe that character all the time. Well, that character is a character, and he's Bobby Bass. I'm not. In reality, I'm not Bobby Bass. That's not my real name. But people believe that. So what are you gonna do?
Now you still keep up with wrestling these days. You still watch a little bit of it, and you kind of keep track of sort of the goings on, do you? I presume.
You know what? I'm going to surprise you. Not that much.
No?
No, I keep in touch with Ronnie Hutchison and Kevin Jeffries, the guys I know for 30 years. We all end up in Vegas, like I'm going right from here. And guess what? Ronnie Hutchison will not buy a beer. And Kevin Jeffries is always trying to weasel beer out of me and Ronnie. It's hard to do because Ronnie won't buy. And he said, "I got a big padlock on my wallet." Well, that part's probably true.
Well, what do you think are some of the with any of the wrestling you do watch nowadays? What do you see as some of the bigger differences as opposed to, say, for yourself, who was the bad guy, as what you see people as bad guys now? What do you think was better or not as good?
I think we were better. I think we were in that time frame between the 80s and 90s, especially, you follow wrestling in the Maritimes, and I think in that magic time, 80s and 90s, bad guy, good guy. And we sold out the arenas every night of the week here in the Maritimes. And it was magic. It was good guy, bad guy. We kept you on the edge of your seats week after week. Of course, the Cuban Assassin, myself, we tore up the Maritimes at the tag team. Then Ronnie Starr came in when Cuban went here. We tore it up again. And I'm the tag team specialist. As you know, I never had the single belt on here. I couldn't care if I had it or not. I would have more fun at Bobby Bass that you can shake a stick at. And it was fun. So all them fans that you work with today, all the Grand Prix fans that are with you, not actually nothing to do with the Grand Prix promotion, they always ask about it. What are we doing? What are we saying? Are they still alive? What's the big one? Are they dead? Well, I'm 67 years old, folks, and here I am. I'm still here. I'm still talking and walking. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not a drunk. I got a really good friend. I got a beautiful wife who's sitting over here who didn't want to be in this shot with me. Kind of shy like myself sometimes. Yeah, that'll be the day. And we just really got enjoy life now, Jeff. It's great. You know yourself, we're doing a book together, me and you. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff together. And I had no interest in wrestling. You know that after I talked to you before. I didn't care. I did my 15 minutes of glory or fame, and I got my place in the history of the Maritimes. And my wife talked me into coming down here because they told me Leo Burke and Leap and Lanny, Cuban Assassin, Bobby Kay, even Stompin' Tall Peller, great guy, good worker, Flash, Hubert Gallant. And I said, nah, I'm the last holder. I haven't been here for years, and I had no interest. And here's the good thing about it. I'm not coming down. I'm going to mention his name one time only. Emile Dupre. We worked our, can I say asses off for him? Yeah.
Sure.
We worked our asses off for him, made him a wrist man. And he would not bring it down to sign autographs, dig this, unless we worked in the ring. But by God, man, I'm 67 years old. I would embarrass myself, embarrass the fan, and embarrass in the promotion. But a fella called Chuck Martin got in touch with us and brought us down. So he's a big wrestling. I think he's a promoter. I could be wrong. No, wait a minute. Let me correct that. He is a promoter, and he brought us down. Doesn't want to work. Just want to meet the fans, and I think that's fantastic. We had that magic time, and all these guys. They call us legends, superstars. Well, I never thought of myself like that. I'm just a guy that was very lucky, did what I did, and somebody says you're a legend. Yeah, whatever, And I know I'm not. I'm not a superstar. I had fun at Bobby Bass doing what I'd done, and I think I'd done it real well because we caused a lot of hell and panic and bullshit in this territory, and it was just great. If we could live them years again, I would go right back and do the same thing. But let me tell you this: there's three things, three-letter words you can't beat. We did the traveling. That didn't bother us because we traveled all over the world. The payoffs. We got screwed in the payoff more times to shake a stick at. The injuries, we got better with the injuries. Three-letter word, Gene Canetti, God rest his soul, says AGE, H. You can't beat H, and I'm here to tell you folks, I knew after 24 years my time was up, and I went out real good. I got rid of all my gear, and I didn't want nothing to do with wrestling after that. Until, remember Jeff, 99, he brought us back, and that's the last time I've been in the ring. And I'm damn sure not going in the ring this time. Because I want you people to remember me like I was. Fantastic!
Well, having spoken, as you said, about raising lots of hell when you're in your Grand Prix days now, what do you see as the ways that you, as one of the bad guys, use to get a lot of your heat and raise the ire of the fans as opposed to the way it's done nowadays? Like, do you find that it was done differently at that point and it was a better way of doing it?
Yeah, I do. And you know me, well, I don't, so I can say this. I was a walker, talker, and a bullshitter. I would irritate the fans, but just getting in that ring and the mouth going. And they hated that. And you'd be surprised you hear 8,000 people going, no class, no class. And I said, I love it. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do here, And I never swore at the audience. I never called any girls fat or ugly. I would say to some good-looking girl sitting in the ringside with her husband, hey, babe, you're going home with me. This guy's a loser. And I keep picking on her. She'd be blushing, and he'd be getting mad. Matter of fact, I got socked in the jaw 2 or 3 times by doing things like that, but I can't blame the guy for socking me because I'm the guy that started it. Then I go to the bar and have a glass of milk and the cookies. And what are you laughing at? Me and the Cuban, non-drinking, milk and cookies. And he'd say, Bass, you're an asshole. Yeah, but he did you a lot of fun too. So, it was harmless. And I had the ability to read a crowd. I could read what I wanted to do in that ring. And I did it. I just had a great time, Jeff. And when the book comes out, everybody will see more stories you can check. I got more stories you can check a stick at. In the 80s, 90s, not only I worked in the Maritime, I'd main event in Calgary Stampede with Bret Hart and all of that. Matter of fact, I talked to Bret yesterday. He said, how you doing, old guy? How you been? I said, how you, Bret? We started laughing. But anyway, I worked BC TV, main event for years, Calgary, and I worked here at No Class Bobby Bass and Japan. I think it was 9 or 10 times out of Japan, Australia, Germany. And I just had a hoot being that character. And did I take it seriously? You want the honest to God truth? Nah. It's entertainment, and that's what it is. You know, if it was real, like I said, if it was real, I wouldn't be in the business. And that's the honest to God truth. It's entertainment, folks, and don't let anybody tell you different. You got to be good now. Don't get me wrong. You got to be very good at what you do. I see some kids in the matches today, and they are absolutely terrible. They don't put enough time in their career. You got to have it here, and that's called your heart. And if you ain't got it there, stay with your day job and stay home, because I'm here to tell you, this is a rough business to be in. We went 7 nights a week. I went 2 times a night. Remember, Jeff, I wrestled 45, 50 minutes, and come back, took a shower, put the tuxedo on, went back out and managed for another 45 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. That is every night of the week, and twice on Sunday, what we didn't get paid for. The promoter made the money off of that. I'm being brutal honest with you, brother. Your finger getting tired?
No, we're all good. Now, when you were here in the Maritimes, you did all 3 things, actually. You did triple duty a lot of times, being in the ring wrestling, managing at ringside,
Definitely.
and as well, a lot of times, commentary at ringside.
Yeah.
What was, I mean, obviously wrestling would probably be your favorite, but which of those things did you enjoy most?
Well, like you said, I enjoyed being in the ring with being Bobby Bass, but I loved being beside Bill McCullough or Gary Maxwell. And I got to tell you, them guys make you or break you. And what they say on a TV, you know, they can say, the guy, you know. But I was very, very lucky. Bill McCullough, I got to get in touch with Bill. I don't know if he's still alive. I hope he is. Bill was great, you know. And Gary Maxwell, he liked me, and I was at ringside with him, and I was with Bill, and it was just, I just loved doing it. That's why I learned my trade for the mouth. I talk so much. I watch these guys, and I idolize these guys. And, you know, people say, promote commentators. Well, let me tell you something. Commentators had a lot to do with this business. Don't anybody tell you different. I thought Bill McCullough was one of the best guys in the Maritimes ever. Then Gary Maxwell come along. Both them guys together should be in the Sports Hall of Fame for broadcasting as far as I'm going.
Now, do you know, now maybe it was before you were down in the Grand Prix territory, but do you know how Bill McCullough came to be here, or if he was in broadcasting before? Or
you know what? That's what I'd like to sit down and talk to Bill about. I really don't know. I know Gary Maxwell was. Well, he's on the radio station here for a while.
Well, we're going to, hopefully, if anybody sees this that does know of Bill, and if Bill's still living, that they can get in touch with us and let us know, because we'd love to sit down and talk with him and hear some of those things too.
Here's a great story about Gary Maxwell. He had me on his radio show one time, and we're talking away, and he went to a commercial, and I went, "Oh, that's an effing good thing, yeah." And the mic was still open. Gary Maxwell, you crazy son of a, you know what? I was a young man. I'm 67 years old, folks. And like I said earlier, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not a drug addict. I still got some sense. My wife said I've been hit in the head more times to shake a stick at, but here I am. She still loved me. And I got a good life. I got a fantastic life. I got friends like you, my wife, and I don't see Leo Burke or the boys that much anymore, because they're in one part of the country, I'm in the other. But you have very, very good, fond memories of who you were and what you did. And I spoke to a couple of guys, a group of 30 kids last night, and they were asking me, all kinds of questions. And one guy said, "What's the best advice that you can give me?" I said, "I'll give you a couple of pointers. Number 1, don't give up your day job. Number 2, you got Gary Williams. You know Gary?
Yeah, Wildman Williams, yeah.
A great wrestler. Unfortunately, his injuries, he got in the ring, forced him to retire, but he's training people now. I said, you got one of the best trainers in the Maritime. Listen to what Gary tells you. You may not like it, but he had a reason for it. And you will learn as time goes by. Gary taught you the ins and outs of this business, and he knows what he's talking about. I think Gary, I talked to Gary last night. I said, you know what, Gary, unfortunately, you come at the tail end of Grand Prix Wrestling. If you would have been with us guys in the 80s and 90s, you would have been a big superstar.
For sure.
I really believe that.
No, Gary was one of the...
I would have kicked your ass, and he started laughing.
No, Gary, I've known Gary for quite a few years as well too. We've become good friends, and he's not only one of the real true workhorses in the ring that knows his craft and is a true, he really digs into the business, a pro. But out of the ring, he's one of the most fine human beings, one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Something like myself, fine human being, What are you laughing at, Jeff? Don't let me throw you in that water over there.
Well, you forget, I remember when I was 8 years old last time I saw you wrestle.
You got to say the 8 years old stuff.
35 years ago when you wrestled here when I was a kid.
But you know what's great about it is that you remember.
Exactly.
A lot of people remember, and it still amazes me. I've been retired, what, 20 years, something like that? And I don't, I hang around, like I say, I hang around that there, the rooster, you're going to kill me for this, Ronnie Hutchison, and Weasel, Kevin Jeffries from Vancouver. Great guy to both of them, and I love them dearly. But I don't get involved in wrestling, and then to phone me up and say, let's bring Bobby Bass back here. You know how much of an honor that is for me? The thrill to come back here, and it's amazing. And my wife says, she talked me into it. I don't want to go. Go. Come on, the guys are there. And now that I'm here, I'm all excited about it, and getting to meet the fans, but ultimately heaving stuff at me now, or spitting on me. Maybe that might happen, I don't know. But it's just great to come back. Just an honor for a guy. I'm an old guy. 20 years, and I still remember. And a lot of people tell me stuff that I don't remember. But Bobby, you remember when? Oh, okay,
Well, that was one of the things too, is you and I have spoken about on the phone before, where you never consider yourself a big star or anything different or anything anything special. But coming from a fan's perspective, watching you growing up, we only had the 2 channels, and we only had ATV. It was all, and we had Grand Prix Wrestling. That was it. Yeah. We didn't have WWE then. So to us, you guys were the biggest superstars in the world.
You've told me that many times, and many times I say, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, Jeff's a good buddy of mine, and I keep saying, yeah, Jeff, you're right, and that means, yeah, but I don't consider myself a superstar. I don't consider myself a legend. I consider myself, and they're going to find it funny, a working stiff. I was very lucky to come into this business. Well, I had the name No Clap before I come here. I had the reputation, But I come here, and they take me one of the greatest tag team guys ever, Cuban Assassin, and we just clicked, and boom! People hated the Cuban anyway. I think they loved me, but but we just clicked to the tag team, and you got guys like Leo Burke, Bobby K, The Beast, Rudy K, Hubert Galampa, and these guys you work with who are professionals who know how to have a match and get in there and entertain the people.
Yep.
Everything we did because we loved what we did. In our hearts, let's be honest, we are entertainers. But you know what? We entertain you people to the point that I've been hit with pop cans, hit with chairs, I've spit in my face, but it's part of the business. And do I get upset about it? I go back to the restaurant and say, oh, look, man, I had a good time tonight. I'll be busted up and the blood pouring out my head. But part of the business. I got hurt, part of the business. I got married, not part of the business. No. but I talk a lot, don't I?
That's good. It's good when they're doing these things. But that's one of the reasons I was glad that you were coming down too, is because even though I kept telling you how much everyone here, thinks of you as a big local celebrity to us here, and you kind of kept, like you had said, yeah, sure, whatever. But I knew that once you get down here that you would just realize that, having not been down here for 20 years, and like you even said today on the ferry across from Nova Scotia, someone recognized you. We took you up to my friend's, Candy's Cupcakes.
Candy, yeah. And good cupcake, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Candy, you owe me one.
And they wanted pictures with you, and they were all excited to see you. So, I was glad that you were coming down, and you actually get to see firsthand that after these years, people remember exactly who you were. And
that's amazing. That's amazing to me.
Well, it's a big testament for the entertainment that you did provide all of us.
I agree with you on that, but it still amazes me. That you do remember, and you tell your stories about yourself, Jeff, that you forget, and then it clicks back in. Oh, you really?
Yeah.
Whenever I did in the ring at No Class, I got paid to do that, But I would very, very seldom seen outside the ring, believe it or not. I kept such a low profile. Unlike my friend, the late Killer Car Crew, he could not go no place without being recognized. And it'd be me and the Cuban. We were in a bar one night having milk and cookies. We were big milk drinkers. And
big bullshitter too, aren't you?
Oh, you got that right. No, be serious, Jeff. We have milk and cookies, Oreos. Anyway, we made sure that the group wouldn't get in trouble in the bar, because he was the European champion. You couldn't have some local Yoko kick his ass.
Right.
And I know how well you know the Cuban, but nobody kicked the Cuban's ass. We had a game called Smack and Catch. Here, smack him and I'll catch him, But we got to keep people away from him because he get he get down, kill a car group of people bug him all the time and wanting to challenge him. And not too many people want to challenge the Cuban. I can tell you that. If I got in a fight when I lay down here in the docks, they do your bet, pal, because I'd rather get my ass kicked and fight him because he'll kill you.
Well, exactly, and we were lucky at that point to have a lot of top stars at that time when it was a pretty magical time in wrestling.
It was
something that you'll, like they say, lightning in a bottle, something you probably will never create again. But and one, like you had mentioned, was another dear friend of mine, Leo Burke.
Yes,
one of the greatest of around North America. Trained many of the people that are stars on TV that people don't even realize that Leo kind of
trained.
Keeps he was one of those that was never big in the spotlight though, as far as that goes, and like he kind of kept himself in the background.
I heard about Leo Burke, and I really went to hear was the most underrated wrestler in Canada.
Yeah.
And you know what? Canadians, they can't wrestle. You look at the last year, Edge, Christian, Trish Stratus, Kim girl, I can't think of her last name.
Gail Kim. Yeah.
Yeah, Gail Kim. And somebody else, all trained by a Canadian called Ronnie Hutchison.
Yep.
And Ronnie being honored this year in Vegas, he said to me and that crazy Jeffries, I call you crazy Jeffries, he says, hey guys, don't worry about a head table. We got one. Hey, great, but you guys are not sitting at it. and Ronnie, and these are all Canadian. WWE, all Canadian champ, a world champ. Chris Benoit, God rest his soul, he went nuts with the steroid. That's my take on that. But all Canadians to stand up there against American wrestlers any day of the week. Bret Hart.
Yep, definitely.
We work just as good, if not better. These guys.
Well, with Leo, do you remember your first match against Leo and how that went?
Yeah, I do. Oh yeah. I'm just from the Maritime, from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. We kept that a secret for years, but you brought it out on your radio interview not too long ago. You got an exclusive on it. You twisted my arm, you give me some milk to get me talking.
So you're not from Pampa, Texas, huh?
Closest I've been to Pampa, Texas, my friend. You heard me say this 100 times. John Wayne will be on a Saturday afternoon, not the on. I couldn't tell you what Pampa, Texas is, and not the on that God truth. There, Texas, yeah, that's it there. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but we played the gimmick pretty good. Everybody, thought I was Texan, so I just, yeah, okay. But my first match with Leo Burke was in the Halifax Forum. Here, I'm a local kid from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. And you worked with Leo Burke. I go, holy Christ! I worked with Leo in tag teams, but never single. And I'm at the pee 25 times in the dressing room before I went on. I was so nervous. But you know what? Once I got in the ring and hooked up, Bobby Batt took over and had a hell of a match. But here's a local kid doing main event in the world famous Forum. My dad just went crazy when I went in there, because he said, "Wow, you're doing yeah, I'm doing the main event, Dad. You believe that?" No, but I did many main events with Leo in the Forum and all over the Maritimes, and same with the Cuban. I did a lot of tag team with the Cuban. I think we're 10, 12-time tag team champions in the Maritimes, and it was a lot of fun. No regrets what I did in the ring, but I do have a lot of regrets how we were treated. And that really bothers me today. In them days, it didn't bother me. Can I say I'm full of piss and vinegar? That's what I was. And and I'm going to tell you something else. I told you before, Jeff, off camera. Wasn't for my wife, Helen, I'd be dead at 45. I drank like a fish, 4-pack cigarettes a day. I didn't give a damn about nothing. And then I met my wife, and everything changed, and here I am today. Thank God for her and coming in my life,
Exactly.
So you know my wife, Helen. But it's good to be alive today, and it's good to be here in Montague, down to the dock with you. And
it's nice of you to bring the sunshine with you. It's been
I bring
nasty
sunshine
here for 2 weeks.
You know what, Jeff? I do bring sunshine into people's lives. Ooh, look at the thunder on me now. But no, it's 20 years I've been out to bed, and they still talk about me, and that'd make me feel, wow, I might have did something right, So.
Well, many people too don't realize that you had a big career outside of Grand Prix as well too. You did a lot of traveling, and you're even I believe you were partners with the Iron Sheik at one point.
I was really upset he got the movie out and I'm not in it. And we were Canadian tag teams 4 different occasions. Beat Don Leo Johnson and Jake the Snake Roberts, and we beat Gene Knitke and Don Leo Johnson, and you know, we beat all the competition they had in Vancouver, and I think 4 times. Yeah, 4 times we were. And he has his movie out. I guess he didn't like me because I'm not in it, but you know what? No skin off my back. I'm still walking and talking. He's in a wheelchair.
Well, there you go.
He's a drug addict, so everybody knows. I'm not saying nothing new, and I just hope he gets better. I really do. You know.
Oh, it's been you know, it's a thrill to actually get to sit down and talk to you after
Thank you.
all this time, and for you and your wife Ellen to come down and visit with me, and we're looking forward to seeing you getting your licks in at ringside tonight a little bit. What are you going to be doing in Kensington?
I think I'm just going to meet and greet, and I think they're going to make me the commissioner. The shit going to hit the fan then. They tell me I got control.
That means you could give me a title match tonight in all conceivability.
You got a couple bucks on you? Got some milk and cookies?
I'll give you a toonie and a milk.
Oh, you got it. No, but we're in Kensington tonight, and the promoter's looking for a good crowd. And like I said earlier, I'm on the last holdout. Leo been down there quite a few times, I believe. Lanny, the Cuban. But here I am, the old guy. I brought the world famous cane with me. I still got that. I haven't got the original, ladies and gentlemen. It's in the Hall of Fame. And speaking of the Hall of Fame, they said to me, "You're in the Hall of Fame." And my answer was, "Yeah, they must have been scraping the bottom and barrel when they come and got me." "Oh, I'm getting a single for my manager." My wife, "Wrap it up," she says. "I will do, hon. Give me a minute." So, the boss. Anything else before we go on a little bit earlier?
There you go. So, well, I guess if the boss says we should wrap it up, then I guess we will do that. And
can I make one more little suggestion?
Sure thing.
Here we are sitting there in the beautiful dock in Montague, PI. Now, you know, at Bobby Bass, I did a lot of bad things in the ring to win a lot of matchups. But you know one thing I don't do, Jeff?
What's that?
I don't drink and drive. Because a bottle of beer and a car do not mix. They will put you in the graveyard, brother. So do Bobby Bass a favor. Don't drink and drive. And when the officer pulls you over, don't give him lip. Because the life he's saving, brother, just might be yours. So I got a Facebook. You guys get in touch with me. And don't drink and drive. I'd like to see you after New Year. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you.